on Sportsnet. Brought to you by your local independently owned home hardware and building center location. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Welcome to Rogers Center, game 2 of this 3-game series. The Seattle Mariners won last night in the 10th inning. Michael Saunders had a terrific game. His last 6 games, he's been red hot. A .333 average, 3 doubles, a home run, 9 RBI. Sean Figgins is in the leadoff spot. He's in left field. Dustin Ackley, Ichiro Suzuki, Justin Smoke. Kyle Seager plays third base. Jesus Montero had a home run in last night's game. Michael Saunders is in the 7th spot. McGill Olivo and Brendan Ryan round out the lineup, and they are set to face Brandon Morrow,
who took the mound against the Kansas City Royals to finish off that 4-game sweep. That's the last time we saw Brandon. That was on Monday. 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits, just 1 earned run versus the Royals, and picking up his first win of the season. He has faced his old team, the Seattle Mariners, in the past, and he's done really well. Won both of his career starts against Seattle. He's also had 19 strikeouts in 13 innings versus his former team, the Seattle Mariners. Let's take a look at the scouting report for Brandon Morrow, brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners. He's a different pitcher. Less fastballs, less sliders. He's become more of a change curveball kind of guy. And that is by design. It's a way for him to become more of a pitcher instead of a thrower. I think it'll save on his arm. His pitch count will go down. He'll get a lot more ground ball outs. The strikeouts aren't there like they were last year, but I think he'll become more of a pitcher. But the neat thing about Brandon Morrow is when he's throwing more changeups and more curveballs, he still has that little extra in the tank where he can blow it by you when he needs a big strikeout. And I think that's going to come also. Right now, just refining himself and becoming more of a pitcher.
Brandon Morrow was a first-round pick in 2006 of the Seattle Mariners. He came to the Blue Jays in a trade. Mariners got Brandon League. Sean Figgins starts and leads off tonight. Figgins did not start in the game last night. He came into the game late, taking over in left field.
Always a threat to bunt. The infield is in on the left side. Can still run.
First pitch strike from Brandon Morrow. We'll keep track of that. Morrow is always much better when he gets ahead. There's Brett Lawrie at third base guarding against the bunt. Oh, 1-2. Upstairs. Morrow made his debut with the Seattle Mariners in 2007. As we mentioned, he was drafted in 2006, and he appeared in 60 games out of the bullpen for the Mariners in 2007. Popped up off side of the infield. Brett Lawrie gives way to the shortstop, Yunel Escobar, 1 out.
Escobar's ball all the way to make the out. Boy, this is a good sign for Morrow. Pump that fastball in there early. Get ahead. You know, it almost suffocates you when you've got a guy like that who can throw that hard with that type of capability of striking you out like Morrow does. Look at 13.2 Ks per 9 innings against his former team.
2-0 record. Dustin Ackley was the leadoff hitter in last night's game. He drops down into the 2-hole here this afternoon. Ball on the strike. Ackley was 1 for 3 in the game. He had a double in the 6th inning. And then he walked in the 7th and was given an intentional pass in the 9th.
He can hit. He always hit wherever he has gone. Good sign right there. Some fastballs down the middle, but Ackley stays back on the ball. Looks like he's almost running towards first base, but he keeps his hands back. And he has watched that guy do it for a couple of years now.
Ichiro on deck. Breaking ball is in the dirt and low. 2-2. Ackley's 24 years old. There are an awful lot of #1 picks in this ball game on both sides of the diamond. Ackley was First in 2009 for the Mariners. Second overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, high draft picks. Brandon Morrow was a number 1. A very high draft pick for the Seattle Mariners.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Foul back. Ackley hit .273 a year ago. Hit 6 homers and drove in 36. His first year, and he's one of those hitters that just looks like he's going to hit no matter where he plays or no matter who he's facing.
He's got a great swing for Safeco Field. It's a big ballpark, so you've got to be able to hit the ball all over.
He swings and misses. Aaron Sebia goes to first. 2 down.
That breaking ball. Get ahead early with the fastball like he's doing, and then polish him off with that breaking ball. That is a nasty one. It goes from a strike to a ball. You say, well, how can you swing at that ball that hits the dirt? That's just a good curveball.
Last time Ackley saw it, it was a strike, and then it broke in the dirt. Ichiro Suzuki in his 12th season in the big leagues. On the ground. Escobar not in time. That's a patented Suzuki base hit right there. He hits it to the 5-6 hole, and Escobar didn't have much of a chance.
No chance. I don't know if there's anybody in baseball who's going to be able to make that play on Suzuki. Watch how he is leaning towards first base. He is in full speed in 2 steps. I don't care who it is. That is a tough play. Really, the only guy with that type of arm is Escobar, and he can't make the play. Watch how he just slashes the ball to the left side, and he knows with that type of speed he's going to beat it out. We've seen him do it hundreds of times.
He's got a big league at first. You have to keep your eye on Ichiro. Justin Smoke upstairs. Smoke in last night's game was 1 for 5. Had a base hit in that 10th inning when the wheels fell off for the Blue Jays. They've got 4 runs on a grand slam by Michael Saunders. 2-0.
He was the runner at second base when they got a base hit to left field, and they held the runner up. Might have been a different story if they sent him and he was thrown out at the plate. The right decision by Jeff Datz, the third base coach for Seattle.
Ichiro with a bigger lead. Not going. There's a strike. Justin Smoke came to the Mariners from the Texas Rangers, where he was a first-round pick. He was involved in the Cliff Lee trade from Seattle to Texas. This is popped in the air. Left side of the infield. Brett Laurie just in fair territory makes the catch. Morrow's out of the first. runs, but they still came up on the short end. They're 10-10 for the season. Eric Thames is the hot bat right now. He's got a 4-game hit streak. He's hitting .500 with a pair of home runs during that stretch. Escobar continues to lead things up. Kelly Johnson had a rough night last night with 4 strikeouts. Lind is the cleanup hitter. Brent Flory back at third base. Colby Erasmus is really starting to swing the bat well, and J.P. Arencibia is looking to get something going with the bat.
37-year-old Kevin Miller will make his 4th start of the season for the Seattle Mariners. His first 2 this year against the White Sox in Cleveland, and gave up 11 earned runs in 9 1/3 innings. But much better his last time out against his former team, the Texas Rangers. He had 7 strikeouts in 6 innings. Gave up just 1 earned run, but still came away with a no decision.
16th year in the big leagues for Kevin Millwood. He came up with the Atlanta Braves in 1997. First pitch is down and away for a ball. Escobar was 1 for 4 with a sacrifice bunt in last night's game. Bouncing ball to short. Ryan took a little tricky hop, but throws a strike across the diamond.
This is his 419th career start for Kevin Millwood, so he knows what to do out there. His scouting report is basically he'll come right after you with a fastball, cut it a little bit, slider, there's the cutter. You add that to the fastball, and that's 3 out of 4 pitches. You're going to get something hard that's going to be moving away from the right-hander. Some bits in a curve, in a changeup. He'll sink that fastball at times, and there hasn't been a situation where he hasn't been familiar with.
Kelly Johnson takes one up and away. We mentioned Johnson last night had a rough night at the plate. Singled in his first at bat and then struck out 4 straight times. Fouls this one off. Johnson still trying to really settle in with his timing and hit in this 2-spot lineup. He's always enjoyed hitting up in the order. Pops this one up. Brendan Ryan backpedaling. Now he turns around. Sean Figgins, the left fielder, makes the catch, and Johnson's retired.
Well, you know you're going to get a lot of fastballs hitting in front of Jose Bautista. So Bautista now has a chance to turn it around.
Well, he's facing a guy he's had a lot of success against in Kevin Millwood. Bautista 7 for 12 against Millwood, and he's hit 3 home runs.
I asked him today about his approach at the plate right now, and he feels like he's getting closer. The timing just hasn't been there. That front foot has not gotten down. And he knows what pitchers are trying to do to him. Keeping the stuff away from him early in the at-bats, and then busting them high and in with fastballs.
Pops this one up. Should be playable. Kyle Seager, the third baseman, in foul ground, makes the catch. It took Kevin Millwood just 7 pitches to go 1, 2, 3 in the first. ways to catch Sportsnet's live coverage of the Blue Jays. Watch all the action live all season long from your smartphone. Download the Rogers Live app from your app store. Saturday afternoon in Toronto, the roof is closed at Rogers Center. Blue Jays have lost 4 in a row. They'd like to get things turned around and stay over 500. Kyle Seager, the third baseman. He did not start in the game last night, but he came into the game and pinch hit, and boy oh boy was it a big at bat. He hit the ground ball that looked to be the third out of the inning and the end of the ball game, and then Brett Lawrie threw it away at first, and the Mariners tied it up.
Just kept it going by that ball. Squibbed it off the end of the bat. Hasn't really been swinging the bat real well. Eric Wedge took him out of the lineup for a couple of days and placed Alex Liddy into the game, especially in that series in Detroit and then the first game here, just to give Seager a chance to work in the batting cage and get a stroke down.
This is the 15th start for Seager at third base, so he has been given plenty of opportunities. Inside, it's 3-1. Morrow had a quick inning in the first, gave up 2 out infield single to Ichiro Suzuki, and then got smoke to pop up to end the inning. Ball is hit hard in the gap in right center, and it's going to bounce and clang off the wall. Seager is headed to second. Rasmus's throw is not in time. A leadoff double here in the second.
A couple of days off did work. Got himself into a count where he's looking for a fastball and gets it about belt high in the middle of the plate. He's got a nice short stroke. It was hit hard into right center field. No chance for Rasmus to run it down. Second hit of the afternoon for the Mariners.
Seager has 6 doubles now. Jesus Montero, the DH. Montero, big home run in the 7th off of Ricky Romero. That led the 7th inning off. He also added a single in the 10th. Montero, of course, was the focal point of a trade between the Mariners and the Yankees. He was a catcher in the Yankee system. Mariners sent Michael Pineda to New York in exchange for Jesus Montero.
We got a very short chance to watch him last year. He got a couple of bats for the Yankees, and we could tell he's going to be a hitter. He's got a quick bat. He's got a lot of moving parts that possibly the opposition can exploit. I think Morrow could really get his fastball inside on him. Use that, really establish that fastball in there.
Another breaking ball. Cut out and missed by Montero.
I think if he says fastball early in the count and puts that in the mind of Montero, that's when that breaking ball is going to work wonders for him. He's got to start that swing a little bit early because he's got a little bit of a hitch in his swing, so he's got to start it early.
Morrow ahead 1-2. Montero offered at it, but then checked in time.
Another breaking ball from Morrow. J. Pierre and Sevilla is trying to buy that one for his starter by showing the home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez. It's just off the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Kyle Seager with the leadoff double at second. Interesting splits for Brandon Morrow. Left-handers have hit 190 against Morrow, while right-handers have hit nearly 300, 297.
How do you explain that with the type of stuff that Brandon takes to the mound?
You'd think he'd be much more dominant. There's a line drive towards center. Rasmus got a good jump and makes the catch.
Only because against righties that slider really comes into play. You can get a lot of wipeout strikeouts with it. There are the splits that you were talking about. More home runs versus the lefties, but a batting average of about 100 points lower.
Very interesting that he can get the ball into lefties with ease, but it seems to be a challenge to get that ball into the right-handed hitters.
Do you think that's the difference in the curveball and the changeup this year for Morrow, throwing it more often to the lefties?
I think he can dot the I on a fastball inside to lefties as he did to Saunders right there.
Just tie him up.
He has glove side dominance for sure. Michael Saunders, big night last night. Pair of home runs, including the game-winning grand slam home run in the 10th. Again, Morrow with the inside fastball. This one's off the plate.
Yeah, they're not giving him a chance to extend. His home run came to center field on a ball that was away from him. Just drove it to center field. Then off of Luis Perez, it looked like a changeup that he was able to get the bat head out, pull down the right field line.
Ball on the strike. Another fastball in there. That's 96. Last couple of starts, we haven't seen that kind of velocity. He's been around 93 most of the time, but he reached back for a little extra and made a good pitch to Saunders.
When he needs it, he can reach back and get the strikeout, or throw that breaking ball for a strike.
Boy, he just came right back inside and blew Michael Saunders away with a fastball.
A little bit tardy on that heater up and in. I think they made an effort to say you are not going to be able to go deep today. We're going to crowd you with that fastball. Morrow picks up his second strikeout.
So Saunders is down. Miguel Olivo batting in the 8th spot again this afternoon. Olivo was 1 for 4 in the game last night. He also walked, had a single, and scored in the 7th.
Herner scored a couple of runs with 2 outs. Olivo started it with that 2-out single.
Mentioned the 7th inning. Jesus Montero led it off with a home run off Ricky Romero, and then 2 outs later, Olivo got the single and scored from first base on an opposite field double off the bat of Casper Wells. One and one outside. As Pat mentioned, Brandon Morrow won his first game of the season last time out against Kansas City. He beat the Royals and Bruce Chen. Jose Bautista staked him to a lead with a 2-run home run. Bautista just trying to get his timing together, and it's been a battle, something he's worked at every single day.
You can say that about a couple of players, and not just the offensive players.
Cut on, and this big swing by Olivo, and he was late.
Crossed him up with a breaking ball. John Farrell talked about Brandon Morrow his last time out, that his timing he felt was a little off, and that's what kept the ball out of the strike zone. His timing looks very good so far early in this game. He's got a nice turn on his windup. Looks like he's got a good release point, and fastball command is always important.
3-2, 2 outs. Got it. Looks like he came back with a breaking ball and strikes out Olivo. When we come back, the cleanup hitter Adam Lynn anxious to get something going. Edwin Encarnacion is off to a decent start. Eric Thames is red hot. series. It'll begin Monday, April 30th, 7:07 p.m. start time. Tuesday is also a night game. Take a note of the Wednesday afternoon start, 12:37 p.m. Call the Blue Jays directly at 416-341-1234 to pick up your tickets. You can also log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Post locations. Good pitching matchup in the opener. Yu Darvish for the Texas Rangers will go up against Kyle Drabeck. Adam Lind looks at a first pitch strike from Kevin Millwood. .215 average through 18 games for Lind.
Starting to hit the ball a little bit harder. Got robbed twice in Baltimore by nice plays by Adam Jones, and then scorched the ball to left field last night.
Pulls this ball through the right side for a base hit. With nobody out and the man on, let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Kyle Loesch picking up the slack for the loss of Chris Carpenter. Lind's at first base. His first base hit against Kevin Millwood. He was 0 for 16 before that base hit to right. Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin had it good at bats all night long last night. He homered in his first at bat. Then he hit a double in the fourth. He popped up, just got underneath the ball in the sixth, but he was on everything he swung at last night. Pops this ball up on the infield. Actually, the second baseman makes the catch. Sounded like it broke his bat as Millwood came inside.
Not just in one piece. There are two pieces. There's a bunch of pieces laying around the infield. Umpire's got to pick up some of it. Edwin has the handle, and the barrel got picked up by the bat boy. Watch this one just explode. Pitch on the inner half.
Olivo was lucky. The catcher, the barrel of that bat sailed right over his head. So Eric Thames, we mentioned Thames is swinging a hot bat. 3 hits in last night's game, including his second home run of the season.
Thought he was taking a lot of pitches early this season. Pitches that were right down the middle. I don't know if he was trying to see the pitchers, try to get a read on them, but now it's almost like he said, you know what, I'm going to go up there and be the dangerous type of guy that I've always been. First pitch strike, I'm going to go ahead and wail on it. That was a thing of beauty when he homered last night. First pitch fastball, he turned it around.
Upstairs. So easy for young hitters to fall in the trap of trying to hit everything. Go to the plate and say, man, I can't let anything go by because he's going to make a better pitch on the next pitch, instead of looking for the pitch that you can hit. 2-0. Takes it upstairs. You give him the green light?
Sure. A couple of home runs in his last few games. Let him go. If he's in a good place right here, you don't want to try and do too much with 3-0 pitches. Just try and hit the ball hard somewhere. Don't overswing.
A 4-pitch walk. First and second, one out. Brett Glory will stride to the plate. He had a single in the 8th inning. He also reached when he was hit by a pitch. He was 1 for 4 with a run scored. First and second, one out. But the infielders are checking their alignment. Glory is a tough guy to double up.
Very shallow on the left side.
I think Ryan's going to move back a little bit. I don't expect him to stay right there. He and Seager are communicating. Now he takes a couple of steps back. Double play depth on the infield.
Well, the one thing he told the pitcher, Kevin Millwood, is anything back to you, second baseman is going to be covered. They are playing Brett Laurie to really pull on the left side of the infield. There is a big hole right back through the middle.
A lot of communication going on among the infielders. Brendan Ryan reminded Ackley he's got the bag on a comebacker to the mound. Up and away. A ball on the strike. Brendan Ryan, the veteran shortstop, keeping his eye on the dugout just to make sure if there's any last-minute adjustments. Then he looks in for the sign to make sure he knows what pitch Bill Wood's going to throw. Popped up into shallow right. Second baseman Ackley backs up and makes the catch. 2 pop-ups in the inning. Hobie Rasmus will bat. Big day yesterday. Got it started in the second inning.
He's been on a couple of pitches here for the last week. That's a breaking ball, and he goes right through that one and drives it to right center field. Those long strides. He ends up at third base with a triple, and then later in the ball game down the right field line. A double this time. A couple of RBIs for Rasmus. Some big 2-out hits from Rasmus down at the bottom of that lineup also.
Rasmus now with 11 RBIs. 239 average. That's that first pitch outside. Rasmus, you mentioned the triple and the double in his first 2 at-bats. He also lined to center in the 6th. Michael Saunders made a nice running catch going toward the gap in left center.
That would have been 2 more RBIs. That ball was smoked to left center. Starting to produce 3 doubles, 2 home runs in his last 13. If he can get the head out like he did with that triple, there's a big hole in right center field.
Upstairs. Rasmus, like Thames, is really seeing the ball well, and there's that gap in right center between Michael Saunders and Ichiro Suzuki. You hit one up that alley and you can run for days.
Yep, Thames could jog home from first base. There's so much room in right field. Colby better down than up. I think he's a low ball hitter. The 2 home runs he hit in Kansas City were pitches that were down, and he just dropped the head of the bat and knocked it out of the ballpark. When he strikes out, he has trouble with that pitch up, like that last one. It's a ball. Lay off of it.
Fouls that ball back. Why do hitters have such a tough time with that high pitch?
Oh, it looks so inviting, doesn't it? I mean, it looks like you can hit that ball a mile, but your swing, you got to get on top of it. You got to stay on top of it. It's close to your eyes. It's right in your wheelhouse, you think, and it's a tough pitch to square up. A lot of times you pop it up or foul it straight back.
Another 2-2 from Millwood. There's that pitch you got to lay off of. It looks so inviting. And you think you can hit it 9 miles. There are good high fastball hitters like Adam Jones in Baltimore. Dustin Pedroia, the Red Sox.
Certainly. They know how to tomahawk that high fastball.
Full count, 2 outs. The runners will be off on the pitch. There they go. Cut on and missed. Rasmus strikes out. So the Blue Jays get a base hit and a walk, but they leave them on. We're scoreless here at Rogers Center.
Well, Buck, the Blue Jays are hopeful that the changes Brandon Morrow made to his pitch mix this spring will allow him to not only get deeper into games, but also help him ease some of his troubles at home. The Rogers Center can be really tough for fly ball pitchers, and the belief is that his secondary stuff will help keep more balls on the ground. So far this season, that's been the case, as 47% of the balls put in play against him have been on the ground, up 11% from last year. As well, the line drive rate down to 24, down to 9%, and put those two things together, the Blue Jays think that he's going to be able to level his performance between home and road. Buck?
Thank you, Shai, and that's a great point. And John Farrell really believes that you've got to have sinker ball pitchers in this ballpark. And Morrow's numbers would back that up. Last year when he was pitching up in the zone, and he really had problems here.
Ball really carries here.
Brendan Ryan, the shortstop, drops down to the 9th position in the Mariners lineup.
You know, we all love strikeouts. They're fantastic, especially big strikeout games. But all that does is run your pitch count up. You talk to guys nowadays, and they say, "I'd rather get a 3-pitch at bat and get a ground ball to shortstop than strike the guy out in 5 pitches."
When you're a pitcher and you use 5 or 6 pitches during a particular at bat, you give a hitter so much more information. You jump ahead, you go 0-2, and just like Alvarez last time, I didn't have a strikeout in his game.
But you talk to the scouts after that game, and they're, wow, that guy could win with just his sinker. It'll help you to go a little bit deeper into the games. So strikeouts are down and the contact is up against Brandon Morrow, but he's sticking around a lot longer.
Henderson Alvarez will start in the series finale tomorrow. 2-2 to Brendan Ryan. He strikes out. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for Brandon Morrow. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. I tell you what, everybody has problems. There are no perfect teams out. I guess Texas would be the closest, but Yankees have pitching problems. The Tigers have pitching problems. The Angels have all kinds of problems. Their bullpen and their offense not clicking yet. Everybody's just trying to establish their personality for this 2012 season.
For the Yankees, what looked like a very deep starting rotation is looking very thin right now. They lost Michael Pineda. Phil Hughes has not done much. Freddie Garcia hasn't done a whole lot. Jamie was just talking about how he's been knocked around the ballpark. Kuroda and Sabathia are really the only guys who are doing anything for him.
And Sabathia really got hammered his first start of the season. Sean Figgins fouls it back. 1-2. Yeah, there are very few perfect ball clubs. And everybody gets into the season. You play 20, 25 games. You're just trying to sort out who you are. There'll be a lot of different lineup changes, a lot of different shuffling in the lineups. Pitchers trying to get their feet on the ground. That's why a lot of fluctuation.
So important to start the year with 7 or 8 starters.
There's a fly ball to center. Almost in his tracks is Colby Rasmus.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Dustin Ackley, the number 2 hitter in the lineup, takes a first pitch breaking ball from Brandon Morrow. Boy, you were right about the rhythm and timing. Morrow has really got his rhythm early in this game this afternoon.
Starts with his windup. It starts with his lower half. He was struggling in the first couple of starts, getting the proper turn. And John Farrell talks about that a lot about Brandon Morrow, getting the turn, and that really helps his rhythm, and it helps his arm to stay up and drive the ball to the lower part of the strike zone.
I like the tempo he has between pitches, not wasting any time looking for a sign from Aaron Sebia. This is popped up. Yunel Escobar backs up behind shortstop, makes the catch. Clean inning for Brandon Morrow. He has 4 strikeouts through 3 innings. Enjoying those big comfy green chairs in the TD Comfort Zone are folks from the Children's Aid Foundation, who offer hope and opportunity for thousands of children across Canada. The TD Comfort Zone, courtesy of TD. Job well done, and congratulations to the Children's Aid Foundation. Enjoying an afternoon game here at Rogers Center. Sitting in the front row, number 9 hitter J.P. Arancibia. Takes one down and away from Kevin Millwood. While these younger Blue Jays are getting their first look at Millwood, that's the case with Arancibia. Kevin Millwood and Eric Wedge were together in 2005. Millwood pitched for the Indians that year, so Wedge, when he recognized that Millwood wanted to continue his career, thought maybe he could help us and give us some leadership.
And again, you can never have enough starting pitching. You've got your 5 starters in the major leagues. You got to have 3 more ready in AAA. Eric Wedge had him in 2005 in Cleveland when that team won 93 games that year and still finished second in their division. Millwood had a very good year in Cleveland.
Arancibia hits one off the end of the bat right to the second baseman. Ground out starts the bottom of the 3rd.
That year he had in Cleveland, he didn't have a 500 record, but he led the American League in earned run average. Under 3, so he knows how to pitch in this league. He'll be a great find, I think, for Seattle in that ballpark. It's a fly ball pitcher.
Back to the top of the order. Yunel Escobar grounded to short his first time up. Escobar facing Millwood for the first time today. There's a fastball on the outside corner. Millwood came up with the Braves in '97. He was 22 years old. And what an opportunity for a young pitcher to join John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, Denny Nagel, and Greg Maddux. That's a pretty good atmosphere for a young pitcher to learn his trade. At that time, Maddux was 31, as was Glavine. Smoltz was 30, and Nagel was 28. Nagel went 20-5 that year with a 2.97 ERA. Maddux had a 19-4 record. So you talk about a pitcher-friendly atmosphere coming up with the Braves. Pretty special spot for a young guy.
And he talks about that. Kevin Millwood talks about coming up with that team and learning from those veterans. learning how to take care of yourself, learning how to get ready in between starts.
Watching the game unfold when you're not pitching. Remember how many times we saw shots of those pitchers sitting top step of the dugout watching the game, talking about hitters? Millwood had to learn in that atmosphere. Escobar fouls it back to the screen. Kevin Millwood spent 6 years with the Braves. And then he started to bounce around. He spent 4 years with the Rangers, a couple of years in Philadelphia where he threw a no-hitter. But he's been around. I think the Blue Jays would like to have a guy like Kevin Millwood, say 4 or 5 years earlier in his career, where he could give you that stability and could grab a young pitcher by the collar and say, come over here and sit by me for a few innings.
Yeah, this is what I did when I didn't have my good stuff. This is how I got through the lineup. Maybe it's just a pitcher reading bats and saying, did you see this? There's just a wealth of knowledge that you can learn from guys who have been around from that pitching staff. He learned it when he was a young player. He could pass that on to the young pitchers for Seattle.
3-2 pitches fouled into the seats. The one thing you have to have, young pitchers that are anxious to listen. Jason Vargas will go to the mound tomorrow, left-hander. We'll finish up this series. Another 3-2 pitch from Millwood. Is driven down the right side. Ichiro over it in foul ground, and it's out of play. Millwood still got a little extra mustard on his fastball. It's not as hard as it once was, but he has been able to keep Escobar back over the plate. He hadn't been able to get the bat out.
Yeah, he knows how to pitch. He knows how to command his stuff. And a nice breaking ball. I like how he's been cutting his fastball away from the right-handers.
Pulled through the left side for a base hit. Looked like it was a breaking ball, and Escobar was able to catch up to it, and he pulls it through the 5-6 hole. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It's Junior Jays Saturday here at Rogers Center. Always a lot of kids on hand, and there's a lot of activities for them around the ballpark. Always a great way to spend your Saturday afternoon when the Jays are home. Kelly Johnson takes one off the plate outside. Both teams with a pair of hits now. Miguel Olivo tried to bring that ball back on the plate, but too much movement for the umpire, Manny Gonzalez. Umpires don't like to see you moving that glove that much.
Yeah, sure sign that you're trying to pull it back in on the plate. So it has to be a ball, right?
There's a base hit to center. Escobar round second. Saunders gets the ball back to the infield. Kelly Johnson with a base hit. It's first and third. Then one out against Kevin Millwood.
We mentioned how Kelly had struck out 4 times yesterday. This time much better. Gets himself in a 2-0 count and a ball that's away from him and a little bit lower than the ones that he struck out on. Center fielder Saunders has to go to his left. That's a sign for Escobar to head right over to third base. Get over there with less than 2 outs.
The table is set for Jose Bautista. First and third, 1 out.
Last time up, Millwood threw him a fastball up We saw it in last night's game. They try to throw that fastball up to Bautista.
First pitch strike, this time downstairs. So far this season, 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Big opportunity early for the Jays. Off the third baseman into left. Escobar comes in to score. Bautista hit a hot shot to the glove side of Kyle Seager at third. It's ruled in air, and the Blue Jays will take a 1-0 lead.
You're just playing with fire when you're firing fastballs like this. Bautista snap hooks it right to the third baseman. Seager's going to be charged with his second error. It took a wicked hop right off the seam. That last hop took a wicked hop on him. It hits him off the glove, heads out into left field, and the Jays jump out ahead.
Boy, that last hop looked like it picked up speed on Seager. Adam Lind had a base hit to start the second. Drives this ball down the left side. Sean Figgins on the run. It's a fair ball. And it bounces out of play. Kelly Johnson will come in to score. Bautista, who is headed for home, will have to go back to third, but Lind is 2 for 2, and the Jays lead 2-0.
He was telling me before the ball game, he says, I feel good. I'm starting to hit some balls hard, and they're catching them, so that's a good sign. Today, already 2 for 2, takes this one away from him. That patented inside-out pitch. He slices it down the left field line. The ball kept getting away from Figgins. Ground rule double RBI for Lind, his 7th. Jays are in business now, second and third in just 1 out.
Edwin Encarnacion popped to the second baseman. Goes after that high pitch and swings and misses. Well, this is where the Jays really need to kick the door wide open here in the third. They've scored twice already, but they have another opportunity against Kevin Millwood. Second and third, just 1 out.
They lost the game last night, but one of the numbers that kind of went undetected, 9 guys left on base for the Jays last night.
They were 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position, but you're right, they had so many opportunities and they ended up scoring 5, but that wasn't nearly enough. Bautista reached on the air. Lind at second doubled and drove in a run. 0-2 to Encarnacion. Millwood continues to flirt with danger upstairs.
Looking for the strikeout or the pop-up. Runners at second and third and just 1 out. That's why he's throwing that letter-high fastball. Encarnacion should consider down now. Keep the ball in the middle of the infield. Even a ground ball is going to get yourself an RBI.
Pops this up to left. Sean Figgins has room in fair territory. Bautista tags. Here's the throw to the plate. It's cut off, and they've got Lind in a rundown. And Lind will be tagged out, but they will trade a run for an out. Bautista comes in to score. And the Blue Jays have taken a 3-0 lead after 3. To the Mariners here in the top of the fourth.
We have been doubting all afternoon long the type of outs that Brandon Morrow has been getting. A lot of ground ball outs and a lot of ball on the ground type of thing. None of that so far. Strikeouts are up. 4 strikeouts and 5 flyouts for Morrow. No ground outs. So Morrow has flipped back to the type of pitcher we saw last year.
3 strikeouts in a row in the second and third. Ichiro Suzuki has an infield hit that came with 2 outs in the first. Suzuki now 1 for 6 in the series. Boy, there's just so much better rhythm in Morrow's approach here this afternoon. Even when he threw the ball well against Kansas City, he didn't have this kind of momentum and confidence, and his rhythm is really right on today. Tried to elevate, but here's a ground ball. That's the first ground ball out for Morrow. Now it's time for the Blue Jays Farm Report, and there's a hot pitcher down in the AAA rotation, and that's Jesse Chavez. 18 2/3 over his last 3 starts. He's got an ERA under 1.5, just 3 walks and 18 strikeouts for Chavez as they beat Tacoma last night 5-0. With Chavez picking up the win.
Just have to stay ready. There's just no room right now here at the big league level for Chavez. So you've got to stay ready if there is an injury or if there's a problem. Got to have that guy to be able to dip down into your farm system and bring him in. I saw him in spring training. I liked him.
Yeah, he's been around. He's pitched as a reliever in the big leagues before, but he's got a good fastball and a sharp, tight slider. Justin Smoke popped to third to end the first inning. Smoke hit .234 last year for the Mariners with 15 homers and 55 RBIs. Always been a highly touted prospect. From high school to college, he played at University of South Carolina and then was taken in the first round by the Texas Rangers. Switch hitting first baseman, pretty attractive.
With, I think, power. Eventually he'll have power. He's a big dude. You know, he was walking around on the field today. I'm looking up to him saying, holy smokes. I think he'd be better suited in the ballpark where he came from. Texas fly ball type of hitter. In Safeco Field, it's a huge ballpark.
He's late on that Morrow fastball.
But still a good hitter.
I'd be a better hitter in Texas.
That's a great hitter's ballpark.
Boy, isn't it?
You know, they got the grass really short and it shoots through the infield and get the ball up in the air and it's a home run.
This is a good hitter's ballpark. Full count to Justin Smoke. A good hitter's ballpark is one in which hitters don't have to pull the ball to hit it out. That's the case at Rangers ballpark. Same can be said for Yankee Stadium. Go opposite field and the ball will fly. That ball is driven to center field. Rasmus back at the track, at the wall. What a catch! Oh, Rasmus had a late-minute adjustment to reach out to his glove side. He had a long run, got to the wall, and it really focused on that baseball. Looked like it was taking off away from him right at the end.
He had it all the way. Just the way he tracked that ball. Initially, he turned to his left, but then knew that that ball was going to be slicing back over his shoulder. He turned right away. I think when he saw where the wall was, he knew he was going to catch that one. Brandon Morrow certainly loves that.
Kyle Seager hit a double in the gap in right center last time up, but he was stranded back in the second.
That's just got to make a pitcher feel good. When you make a mistake and a guy hits one that hard and it stays in the ballpark and your outfielders can run it down. It's just got to be demoralizing to the team that hit it and inspiring for the guy who threw it.
Brandon Morrow had been a fly ball pitcher coming into this season, and Alex Anthopoulos mentioned the addition of Colby Rasmus would help out Morrow and the rest of the pitchers that give up those fly balls. You know, one thing about Rasmus, he just stabilized the outfield defense. There were so many different center fielders last year. There were 8 different players that started in center, and that creates communication problems between the left fielder and the right fielder. But now you pretty much have Thames, Rasmus, and Bautista every day. That's got to help.
It certainly does, and he is taking command and control out in the outfield. Last year he was the new guy when he came over from St. Louis. Now he's been here all of spring training, and he's basically taken over in center field. He's the captain out there.
Foul back.
There were so many combinations of the outfield last year. Bautista was out there, and then he was in third. Then he was back in the outfield, and we saw Corey Patterson, Juan Rivera. I think Jason Nix might have got a start out there. Mike McCoy a few starts for John Farrell's team.
Foul off the glove of Aaron Sebia. Blue Jays lead 3-0 as the Mariners bat here in the top of the 4th. Seager's hanging tough against Morrow. Here and Sebia are going to go out and talk to Morrow, see if they can't come up with something that'll finish this at bat.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Two outs, and this is inside.
You know, they've tried a curveball, they've tried a fastball, they've tried a fastball in and up. I was wondering if they were going to go to a changeup, and that was it right there.
And it was out of the zone, so Seager took it. Now it's a full count. Come on and missed. Morrow continues to rack up the strikeouts. Blue Jays lead 3-0. Eric Thames will lead things off, followed by Brett Blory and Colby Rasmus. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 to bat for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Eric Thames He took a 4-pitch walk back in the second. Breaking ball inside. No one will throw the kitchen sink at you.
Yeah. Straight changeup, curveball, sinking two-seam fastball. He'll cut the fastball. Spin around.
This is foul into the seats down the left field line. You saw Bruce Walton and Ricky Romero chatting on the dugout bench, and it's an ongoing process. Romero pitched yesterday, went 6 2/3, allowed just 4 hits, but ended up with a no decision. That's exactly what we were talking about in reference to Millwood sitting on the bench with those Braves pitchers in Atlanta when he first came up, 97, 98. I mean, you can never stop learning. And Romero's in that process right now with Bruce Walton.
You know, it's almost like having 3 or 4 more pitching coaches. You know, they watch you. You know, let's say Tom Glavine watches you pitch, and or John Smoltz watches you pitch and say, hey, this is what I noticed. This, and this. And you think about it. You go work on it another day or two. Just feeds off of each other.
Ames fouls it back. Leo Mazzoni was the great pitching coach for that Braves run. And Leo always admitted he learned more from his pitchers than they learned from him. Especially Greg Maddux.
Greg Maddux.
He was a pitching savant.
He tells a story how runner at third base and nobody out, and Bobby Cox says, go out there and talk to him. He said, what am I going to tell him?
2-2 inside.
So he goes out there and talks to him. Maddux says, I'm going to do this. He's going to pop it up. Then I'm going to do that, and he's going to pop it up to third. Then I'm going to strike the guy out. And he says, okay, goes back. Bobby, he's got it. Don't worry about it. And that's exactly what happened. A couple of pop-ups and a strikeout, and Maddux got out of the inning.
3-2. Leadoff batter here, bottom of the 4th. Cut on and missed. Thames strikes out.
3-2 breaking ball for Thames. Millwood was watching last night when he turned around a fastball for the home run, his second of the season. So he knows he's got to throw him some breaking balls. And that time he fooled Thames, picks up his second strikeout.
Third baseman Brett Laurie. Let's go back and think about that at bat now and try to break things down and get ready for his next one. There's another breaking ball that stayed on the inside corner. Laurie's average sits at 284. We haven't really seen him in a groove yet. He has such speed, he can hit the ball on the ground and get base hits, but we really haven't seen him put 3 or 4 good at bats together in the same game.
Yeah, the speed that he can hit 270 just with his legs, get the ball on the ground, but there's so much more to his package. He can hit the ball the other way when he needs to with 2 strikes. The extra base hits, I think that's what everybody is waiting for from Brett Laurie. He has a couple of home runs. He's learning. He hit 340 off of fastballs last year in that short time that he was up there. He never gets a fastball in the strike zone anymore unless it's a mistake. They are really throwing him a lot of off-speed pitches.
Reached for that one and pops it into the seats.
Or they keep the fastball away like we just saw from Millwood.
They mentioned Laurie really not locked in. At the same time, he has a 7-game hit streak.
Scratching out his hits.
He's had hits in 13 of his last 14 games. There's an off-speed pitch, and Millwood strikes out the first 2 here in the 4th. Obi Rasmus made a fine running catch off the bat of Justin Smoke. The ball was going to bang up against the wall in center, but Rasmus tracked it down.
You can see how that ball was just slicing away from him. Got himself into position and snatches the ball out of the air. covering a lot of ground. Saluting his pitcher after that catch.
2 outs, takes a pitch outside. We mentioned the revolving door in center last year. There were 8 different players that started center field for the Blue Jays. Rajai Davis started the most. He started in 71, and then Rasmus had 35 starts.
Some of those guys on that list, I forgot, had played center field.
Corey Patterson played in 28 games as a starter in center. Mike McCoy 14. Dwayne Wise started 6. Travis Snyder 4. Adam Lone 3. And Darren Mastriani started 1. So it was quite a revolving door, and as you might expect, there were problems defensively because of it.
Communication problems. Well, that revolving door is now shut and locked. Colby Rasmus is the everyday center fielder.
Rasmus has the count in his favor. 2 balls and a strike. Inside. Here's where Rasmus really has to make sure he lays off that borderline strike upstairs.
Yeah, make it down. I think he's a lot stronger when the ball is down.
Hits it hard, but right to the second baseman. Ackley goes to first, and the inning is over. Millwood has a 1-2, 3-4. This ball game, it'll be the Boston Red Sox taking on the Chicago White Sox. For Boston, John Luster will go up against Jake Peavy. Peavy off to a 3-0 start. And how about the Red Sox? They have turned their fortunes around a bit. They've won 5 straight. The only team in the division with a longer winning streak active, Tampa Bay. How about Tampa Bay? They're back on top of the AL East. So Jake Peavy and John Luster will hook up after this game this evening. Jesus Montero lined to center field. His first time up. Brandon Morrow leads 3-0. He's held the Mariners just 2 hits. There's an inside pitch. We talked about Morrow, how right-handers coming into this game had hit 297 against him, as opposed to left-handers batting 190. And I think the inside pitch will be important for him against right-handers.
Push him back off the plate. As that, it's called a check swing. Push him off the plate. Really open up that outside part for his breaking ball. Not pitching inside enough against the righties?
I think so. And the biggest challenge for hitters is to cover both sides of the plate. If you become one-dimensional and pitch to just half the plate, I think you're playing into the hitter's hands.
They pick up on that. They'll start diving over the plate, especially the right-handers, and reach that breaking ball away.
Montero cuts on a high fastball. That's 3-2.
Got to keep them honest, don't you? Throw one in there.
Yeah, you have to show them that you can throw strikes in there and not just pitch in for effect. You have to throw strikes in there that they have to be concerned with. And there's a breaking ball, another strikeout. With one out, Michael Saunders will step to the plate. He had a big night last night.
Ball that is away from Cordero. He hits it to center field, and then a changeup from Perez. He pulls. Big game last night, and the home runs last night put him in record company with the Seattle Mariners.
Saunders drives this one to right, and it's going to get down safely and go up against the wall. Bautista plays it well. Here's the throw to second. Cut off by Kelly Johnson. Saunders jumped on that pitch and drills a double off the wall in right.
Didn't wait around. Jammed him last time. Kept the ball in on the hands of Saunders. Struck him out. This time the fastball is belt high in the middle of the plate. Aaron Sebia wanted it in. It just couldn't get in there. And he one-hops the wall in right field. Bautista almost had a shot, but Saunders just runs too well.
So Saunders delivers a one-out double. Now the catcher Miguel Olivo, a strikeout victim in his first at bat. Goes after the first pitch. Fouls it at home plate. Mentioned Morrow with 6 strikeouts now. Through 4 1/3. His previous high this season was 4. Came against the Orioles. Had a 4 strikeout game and already. He's picked up 6 here this afternoon.
The difference for Morrow today than the other starts that we have seen him, his release point is fantastic. He's got a good spot where he is letting go with that breaking ball, and he's throwing it for strikes. He's getting outs within the strike zone with it.
That was a quality pitch on the outside corner, and you're right, he was out in front with his hand and really delivered a good fastball.
Yeah, the release point is so much better, and it goes back to that timing issue that we were talking about earlier in the ball game. You get the good turn when you're from the stretch or from the windup, and it just keeps everything together, and you're on time, and that release point keeps you in the zone.
Popped up right side of the infield. Second baseman Kelly Johnson calls for it, and it goes off his glove. Saunders goes to third. Johnson and Lynn got their feet tangled up. Lynn heard Kelly Johnson call for it, but as he was getting out of the way, they tangled their feet.
And momentarily loses the ball. I think what Adam Lind is saying is, I'm underneath it, I'm calling it off. Now he does the right thing, and you're right, they run into each other. He does the right thing and gives way to a second baseman who calls him off. Maybe a little bit too aggressive there as Lind is camped under, tries to get out of the way, upsets the timing of a second baseman, and then it falls harmlessly on the ground.
The Blue Jays defense, which has been so good, committed 3 errors in last night's game, and there's a big costly error that gives the Mariners a scoring opportunity. First and third, one out. Brendan Ryan at the plate. Here's where Morrow's going to have to pick up his defense.
Yep.
Most of the year it's been the other way around.
Defense has been picking up the pitchers at times by turning some big double plays. Colby Rasmus picked up his pitcher on that fly ball to center field off the bat of Justin Smoke last inning. Now a chance for Morrow to say, hey, no big deal, I got him.
On the ground, but foul. Well, you're right. This is a opportunity, and it certainly was the error that opened up the opportunity for the Mariners in last night's game in the 9th inning. And then The error by Aaron Seavey, the second error in that ninth inning, really compounded the situation.
Well, the way that Morrow's throwing the ball, he can make a couple of pitches here and get out of this.
Junior J Saturday here at the ballpark, and the fans are aware of that. So there's a young fan in attendance. It's all decked down on this Saturday afternoon, and he gets a souvenir from his visit here at Rogers Center. Good job.
Yeah, why not? That's awesome.
1-2 to Brendan Ryan, the Mariners shortstop. Did he go? Yes, down at first. Vic Carapazza rings him up. That's a huge strikeout for Morrow.
You better believe he went. That's how hard that breaking ball is this afternoon from Brandon Morrow. Just can't hold off. Think it's a fastball. You make an attempt, pull the bat back, and you're just praying that that umpire doesn't see it that way. But he clearly made an attempt right there. It goes past the plate. And a big strikeout for Morrow.
Top of the order, Sean Figgins, but now he bats with 2 outs. Just off the outside edge. Figgins is 0 for 2.
Trying to be a little bit more patient at the plate. He feels like he is chasing some balls that are out of the strike zone.
Saunders at third. Olivo at first. There's that off-speed pitch. Figgins was way out in front.
Follow up that fastball at 94 with a changeup that's 84. It's a good pitch to a guy who likes to go up there hacking.
On the ground, Kelly Johnson backs up, goes to first, and the inning is over. Brendan Morrow indeed picks up his defense. Johnson made the error. Morrow with a strikeout and a ground out. Are back this year. They're presented by Baseball Canada and Little League Canada. Now they won in Ottawa, Ontario at Kinsman Field. It will take place July 26th, 27th, and 28th. The instructors will include Jesse Barfield, Denny Boucher, Frank Catalanato, Candy Maldonado, and Dwayne Ward. Visit BlueJays.com/Baseball Academy. The Toronto Blue Jays are proud supporters of amateur baseball across Canada. 3-0 Blue Jay lead. J.P. Arancibia looks at a first pitch strike from Kevin Millwood.
That's a mouthful. Catalanato, Maldonado.
Thank you.
did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, it's early. Well, Kelly Johnson and Adam Lynn can laugh about their mix-up after Morrow picked them up. Aaron Sebia delivers a leadoff base hit to left.
JP has been hitting the ball hard. Really hasn't had much to show for it over the last few days, but this time off the end of the bat. And he's saying, "Get down, ball." First hit of the afternoon. Fifth already. Excuse me, Buck.
One thing you can't do is steer it.
Right.
You just got to let it go and let the hits fall. You know, Escobar has a hit already this afternoon. Elwood throws a first pitch strike to the Blue Jays shortstop.
Wayne Murphy has felt that Escobar has been trying to shoot the ball to right field just a little bit too much. He wants him really to get out there and hit the ball from left center to right center.
Bouncing ball up the middle. Ryan will step on the bag for one, throw to first for the double play. Two quick outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. The Angels making news as they released Bobby Abreu. Abreu wasn't getting many opportunities to play, and with that they called up the phenom Mike Trout from AAA. Trout was hitting .403 at AAA, tearing it up.
Think Abreu will get picked up by somebody?
I don't know. He doesn't have the power he once had. And if you're an everyday player, in the outfield especially, you need to have some pop.
I know I kept reading some things about him wanting to play more and play every day. So somebody's going to have a need.
They mentioned Mike Trout. Great start to his season at AAA. He had 4 doubles, 5 triples, and a home run. Interesting young guy. He gets called up a day after Bryce Harper was called up to the Washington Nationals.
Those two are 1 and 2 as the best ranked minor leaguers in all of baseball. And here they are before the first month of the season is over.
Difference with Bryce Harper, he was hitting .250. He had a home run and 3 RBI in 20 games. He wasn't doing much at all.
Was there a need in Washington?
Ryan Zimmerman was on the DL. They needed another bat. I don't know how they're going to fit Mike Trout into the Angel lineup. They're having problems with the rotation. It's been Wells and Borges and Trumbo and Hunter in the outfield. Now they're going to add to that mix.
Bobby Abreu wasn't very happy. He was the 5th outfielder on that team.
2-2 to Kelly Johnson. Swings and misses. A cut fastball outside. Quick inning for Kevin Moorwood. He gives up a leadoff single, but nothing more. season high with 7 strikeouts here this afternoon, and he's used all of his weapons.
When he gets quick with his delivery, the ball stays above the strike zone, but I don't see any of that this afternoon. He has been right on time. He has driven the ball down in the strike zone. His release point has been great on his breaking ball, and that's why you're seeing a lot of swinging missed pitches from Brandon Morrow. No walks and 7 punch-outs already through 5 innings.
No walks, 7 strikeouts, 85 pitches through 5 innings, just 3 hits. One of those 3 hits was an infield single back in the first off the bat of Ichiro Suzuki. Big turnout here this afternoon on this Junior Jays Saturday. 30,765. They announced attendance. And so far, they've watched a very dominant Brandon Morrow. Lifted toward left center. Rasmus over in the gap, and he's camped under it, makes the catch. Blue Jays needed somebody to throw up some zeros on the scoreboard. They've lost 4 in a row coming into this game. Lost a tough one last night, and out away from a victory in the opener. Ichiro Suzuki takes a strike.
Brandon needs some quick innings too. Get some of those under double-digit pitches innings, and so he can go a little bit longer.
Ichiro with that magic wand serves it into center field. He has 2 hits.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Ichiro's on for a second time this afternoon. That'll bring to the plate Justin Smoak. Smoak had an extra base hit taken away back in the 4th inning on a running catch by Hobie Rasmus, the center fielder. Smoak's average under 200. Pitch. It's 1-1. He gets back into the count. He's got confidence in all of his pitches today. He can throw them anytime. His slider has been very late breaking.
Yeah, it looks like a fastball coming in there, and it's in the strike zone, then it's out of the zone. His fastball's been good, and he's starting to work his changeup in a little bit more.
Just upstairs. 2 balls and a strike.
It's worked at a good pace too. Getting the ball and letting it go.
There's that changeup. Fastball count, and Morrow is confident he can deliver that changeup in hitter counts.
Yeah, he shook to the changeup. J.P. Arencibia wanted to bust him inside with his fastball, and Brandon said, no, I feel a little bit more confident with my changeup in this situation.
Ichiro had a big lead. Ichiro has 2 steals in 2 attempts this year. Had 40 steals a year ago.
38 years old. I don't know how many more stolen bases he has left. Still can run, but he's got to pick his spots.
Not going. Close pitch. Manny Gonzalez, the home plate umpire. First time we have seen Gonzalez, he was at first base last night. Tim Welke was the scheduled umpire, and That's just the schedule we had to start this series. Well, he's getting some time off early in the season. Another strikeout. Another off-speed pitch, and Smoke is down on strikes for the first time this afternoon. That's 8 now for Brandon Morrow.
The first with the changeup, 82 miles an hour with this one. Great arm speed, and that ball dives down. Now it's in the middle of the plate, but I think because of the arm speed and the velocity of that ball coming to home plate really threw the timing off of Justin Smoke. Good pitch.
Smoke saw everything in that at bat, but couldn't make contact with the changeup. .24-year-old Kyle Seager has a double. He drove that double back in the second inning, leading the inning, and then stranded by Brandon Morrow. Two balls and no strikes. Morrow closing in on 100 pitches. Last time out against Kansas City, he went 6 2/3 through exactly 100 pitches. John Farrell doesn't have a hard ceiling for his starters, but he'd like to stay around 100 pitches, especially early in the season.
Pushed Ricky a little bit further in yesterday's game. But you're right. The more pitches you can save in April, you've got more bullets in August and September. And I know that's the thought process. Don't want to burn them out too early in the season. That's why we were talking about having a few more quick innings.
Well, that was the objective of getting ground balls. The thought that you could have some quick innings without throwing 4 and 5 pitches for the strikeouts. Base hit through the right side. Ichiro will stop at second. Aware of Bautista's great arm in right. So Kyle Seager has a pair of hits this afternoon.
Looks like he's going to be a pretty good hitter. Not a lot of movement in his swing. You see, he just stays back. Yeah, picks on that off-speed pitch. Change up again from Morrow, and he hits it right between Johnson and Lynn.
Well, this is a big moment in this ball game. 6th inning, 2 on, 2 outs, and the powerful Jesus Montero.
This is where Brandon Morrow has been able to reach back late in the game. He's at 100 pitches, just about. He's at 99. But he has that ability to reach back for a little something extra when he needs the punch out.
Jumps ahead with a breaking ball on the outside corner. Left-hander Evan Crawford starts to throw in the Blue Jays bullpen. There's that fastball inside that's been important for Morrow here this afternoon.
Yeah, get him to think about it. That was 97 miles an hour on his 101st pitch of the afternoon.
Michael Saunders would love to bat in this inning. Brandon Morrow just as soon he didn't. Outside. 2 balls and a strike. Morrow has 8 strikeouts here this afternoon. That's a season high for the Blue Jays. Previous high was 6 by Kyle Drabeck on April 15th against the Orioles. Whereas Morrow's personal high is 17 a couple of years ago in that terrific one-hitter against Tampa Bay. 2-1 to Montero. Great pitch. Down and away. Thrown with conviction.
Yeah, and Montero was looking for a breaking ball. Morrow threw it right by him.
At 96.
Yeah, the ability to, again, to reach back.
Big pitch in the ball game for Brandon Morrow. He leads 3-0. Went upstairs with the heater at 97 and punches out Jesus Montero. His 9th strikeout of the afternoon, strands 2. The 2012 baseball season with at-bat 12 for your iPad, iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android device. Listen to live radio broadcasts and receive batter-by-batter information for every game. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. Junior Jays Saturday here at Rogers Center. Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead. Brandon Morrow with 9 strikeouts. He gets a handshake for a job well done from his skipper, John Farrell. That indicates the end of the afternoon for Brandon Morrow. Well, he came up with a couple of big strikeouts in the 6th. A season-high 9 strikeouts for Morrow. Jose Bautista off the end of the bat. Sean Figgins comes in left and makes the catch.
Well, he just hasn't been able to barrel up pitches. That late breaking cutter right there kept the ball off the barrel of the bat from Bautista. He's got a good approach to it. Timing's there, but you can see just off the end of the bat for Jose.
So Adam Lind, he's been the offensive star of the game. A couple of hits, an RBI double in the 3rd. His first 2 hits against Kevin Millwood. Coming into this game, he was 0 for 16 against the Mariners right-hander. Center field, but Saunders has room. Lynn's retired. Morrow is out of the game. And it appears that Jason Frazier will come into the ball game. Frazier pitched to 1 batter in last night's game. Came in to get Brendan Ryan to end the 7th. Good effort from Morrow today.
Oh, boy, he was clicking. Had all those pitches working. That's the Brandon Morrow that we have seen in the past when he's got that good stuff. 97 to finish off Montero.
Edwin Encarnacion picked up his 15th RBI in the 3rd inning. A sac fly to left. It's the only scoring in this ball game. There's a fair ball down the left field line, up against the wall. Encarnacion is headed for second. Here's the throw, and it's cut off. 8th double of the season for Encarnacion.
He's got that ball down the left field line down, doesn't he? Turns on that inside pitch from Millwood and rips it by Siegel right over the bag, the corner of the bag, down the left field line. Another extra base hit. Ball was by him.
So with Encarnacion at second, Thames, a strikeout victim his last time up, with a chance to add to the lead. Takes the first pitch strike. Thames struck out on a high breaking ball his last time up. Looked like a cut fastball or a slider.
Yeah, I don't know how many fastballs he's going to get the rest of the series, the way he was able to turn that one around on Williamson.
Up and away. You can bet Millwood's going to be careful pitching to Thames with Laurie on deck. He's got a base open at first. He's been down this path a few times before. Knows he doesn't have to give in to the left-handed hitting Thames.
Pitchers can feel more comfortable and pick the guy they would rather face. This is where veteran hitters could really think through those processes. Right there, you know, you got a base open. Got to figure that he's going to throw your breaking balls, so just sit on it.
1-2. Off the plate inside. Millwood's not going to throw a ball over the plate.
Yeah.
If Thames chases, that's fine, but he knows he's got a right-handed hitter on deck. And he's already struck out Laurie once this afternoon. So Millwood's experience against the youngster. Two and two. Upstairs. And now he's going to call his catcher out. Put together a plan for this payoff pitch.
I've got first base open, left-hander up there. I struck him out with a breaking ball last time, 3-2.
I'm going to bounce a breaking ball. I'm going to throw a cutter off the plate, but I'm not going to throw a strike.
Yeah. Don't put the sign down or put a decoy sign down.
Hisashi Hiwakuma is loosening up down in the Mariners bullpen. Boy, he got away with one there. He left the breaking ball out over the plate. Looked like he was trying to throw the breaking ball off the plate outside.
Really gave that pitch away by slowing his body toward the plate. Took a little something off, and it's right there.
Encarnacion takes his lead at second. There he goes. The pitch is up and away. The throw to third. In time. Encarnacion thought he had beat the throw. And John Farrell's going to come out and plead his case. Olivo made a strong throw to third, but it looked like the tag might have been late at third base.
I think the whole argument from John Farrell is where he tagged Encarnacion. It looked like he tagged him in the back. His low back, thinking that his hand was in there.
Head first slide, the tag looks safe, but we'll be back as the Jays are done in the sixth. Comfort Zone are folks from the Children's Aid Foundation who offer hope and opportunity for thousands of children across Canada. The TD Comfort Zone, courtesy of TD. And the guests have been entertained by an outstanding game so far. Now the Blue Jays bullpen will take it from here. Jason Frazier making his 9th appearance of the season.
Field packs a punch. 11.7 strikeouts per 9 innings for Frazier. Jason last worked in yesterday's game. You mentioned about just a third of an inning, so he should be fine to start this clean inning here in the 7th.
It'll be 7-8-9 for the Mariners to start the 7th. Last night, the bottom of the order did the damage. Saunders in particular, pair of home runs. He drove in 5. First pitch strike from Frazier. He's late on a fastball, and Frazier jumps ahead. 0-2. Brandon Morrow goes 6 strong innings here this afternoon. Scatters 5 hits. Didn't allow a run, didn't walk a batter, and had a season-high 9 strikeouts.
That's what was impressive. Didn't walk a batter for the first time this season and making his 5th start.
Threw 14 of 24 first pitch strikes. That had him ahead all afternoon. Strike 3 call. Michael Saunders is going to discuss it with the home plate umpire. I love that pitch. 0-2, go right after him.
Yeah, don't mess around. Throw the pitch that you've got the best command and put it on the outside corner. Saunders, this from the side, I think he was arguing it was low, but it's right at the knees. And on the plate.
Had plenty of the plate. So that's the 10th strikeout the Jays have recorded this afternoon. Miguel Olivo has struck out once. He also reached on an error. Chases a first pitch fastball. Jason Frazier can throw 94 in his sleep. That's his optimum number. Boy, when he's throwing his fastball at 94, he's driving it to the outer edge of the plate.
He doesn't need his other 2 pitches. The change up in the. There it is right there. And the little wrinkle breaking ball. This is looking like the Atlanta Braves bullpen. Did you read that about Venters and Kimbrel came in and struck out the side?
They've got some big arms in that bullpen, and they're young.
Just come in just pumping pitches into that strike zone.
0-2. Threw that changeup down and away. Boy, this is where you really have to take advantage of a lineup, and I don't care if it's the Mariners or the Yankees or the Red Sox. Bottom third of the order. You really can't allow them to reach base. That's what encourages the opposition. Get those walks in the bottom of the order that turns the lineup over, especially late in the game. Take care of the bottom 3 hitters.
And if you don't, and they turn that lineup over, guess who's hitting with runners on base?
The big guys. There's a base hit to center.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Saturday afternoon at Rogers Center. Blue Jays are up 3-0. 1 out in the top of the 7th. Number 9 hitter, the shortstop, Brendan Ryan. He struck out twice. Blue Jays have done a good job of pushing the hitters back off the plate.
Those right-handers. You push them back off the plate, that'll open the outside part for you. being down by 3 runs, I don't think Eric Wedge is going to try anything offensively. He just needs base runners. Really not a chance to hit and run or do something like that.
It's hard to do it with a guy that has struck out twice, as Ryan has. You just don't know, and you don't have great speed at first. Olivo is not a great base runner. Runs okay, but he's not somebody that you would think about putting in motion.
They're looking to get that tying run to the plate.
One pitch to Brendan Ryan on the outside corner. Strike 2. Mariners are in the midst of a 10-game road trip. They swept the Tigers 3 straight. They've won 4 in a row, winning here last night. And from here they will go down to Tampa Bay and play the Rays for 4. Inside off the plate, 2-2. The Mariners have won 8 games on the road so far. That ties the Texas Rangers with the most wins on the road. Rangers are 8-1 away from Arlington. Mariners are 8-4.
Good bullpen and timely hitting. They've hit very well with runners in scoring position this year. That'll help you win a lot of games on the road.
2-2. Popped up outside of first. Linda's there, and he makes the catch. Ryan is retired, so that'll turn the lineup over, bring Figgins to the plate, but he bats with 2 outs. Sean Figgins started in left field this afternoon. He did not start in the game last night. He's gone 0 for 3 so far today. Figgins hit 188 last year in just 81 games. He dealt with injuries.
See him looking around to the third baseman and then to the right side of the infield, thinking about if he has an opportunity to drag bunt, keep the inning alive, get that tying run to the plate. That's why you see Brett Lawrie, the third baseman, in at third.
There's a strike that evens the count at 1-1. Jason Frazier in relief of Brandon Morrow. Blue Jays used 6 relievers in the game last night. Just off the outside corner.
Not a bad idea. So you got to piece it together. You use those type of relievers. Luis Perez has pitched a couple of days in a row, so chances are he won't be available.
Probably like to stay away from Perez to see if they can't recharge his batteries. Fouled out of play. Sean Figgins is now 34 years old. Came up through the Angels system, started out with the Rockies, and then made his way to the big leagues in 2002 with the Angels and had that great postseason run. Came up late in the season and had an impact running the bases. Gave them some versatility. You can see Darren Oliver, the lefty reliever, is ready, just watching them. Dustin Ackley, left-handed batter, is on deck. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Olivo takes his lead from first. There he goes. Fouled out of play. Eric Wedge starting the catcher on the 2-2 pitch, and he created a hole in the infield. Escobar, the shortstop, had broken to cover the bag at second.
That's Robbie Thompson on the right, his bench coach talking to him. He is watching those middle infielders to see who was breaking on that play, and it was Escobar. Big hole on the other side of the diamond.
So we'll do it again. Another 2-2 pitch. Olivo not running. Bounce toward the middle. Kelly Johnson flips to the bag at second, just ahead of Olivo to end the inning. So Jason Frazier gives up a base hit but leaves a base runner. Blue Jays still lead 3-0. Victoria, British Columbia. Brett Laurie on the left from Langley, BC. They both played together in 2008 as members of the 2008 Canadian Olympic team in the Beijing Olympics. You see number 20, Michael Saunders, and right behind him, 18-year-old Brett Laurie. Hadn't even played a professional ball game yet, and he's representing his country in the Olympics.
Outfielder Brett Laurie, he was telling me today, play outfield on that team.
Laurie leads things off against Kevin Millwood. Upstairs. Laurie's got a 7-game hit streak at stake here this afternoon. So far 0 for 2. Popped up and struck out. Kevin Millwood really ran into problems only in the 3rd inning. Laurie hammers it, and that'll be a 8-game hit streak with a single to left. Boy, he stayed back on that breaking ball and really put a good swing on it.
Yeah, that was a nice piece of hitting right there. He took the 2-0 fastball, almost like he was waiting for the breaking ball, and how he was able to stay back, keep his hands back, and rip it hard into left field. That's a good-looking swing on a breaking ball. Now you've got some speed on the bases.
Laurie at first has a couple of steals in 4 attempts, and he's got a very big lead. Not going. First pitch to Rasmus is up and away.
Early in his career, Kevin Millwood had the high leg kick and really didn't hold runners on very well. He's done a better job now. He's got that slide step, is much quicker to home.
Laurie dives back in ahead of the throw.
He could take another step. He made it back pretty easily right there.
There are his career numbers. 9 steals in 12 attempts. Not going. Rasmus pulls it foul.
That's the percentage, 75%. That's what the Blue Jays want to get to, stealing bases. They don't want to go underneath that. Minimum, they want to steal 3 out of 4.
Get any lower than that, you're wasting opportunities. But they still feel like they can steal 75 to 80% of the time. Rasmus looks at the pitch just off the plate outside. Good time to run now. 2 balls and a strike. Both Rasmus and Laurie with a long look at Brian Butterfield, the third base coach. Blue Jays are up 3-0. Laurie has shortened his lead. Looks like he's anxious to run.
They could go straight steal. He's got the green light on this team. Could try and play hit and run if they want to, or they can just wait for a pitch on the inner half for Colby Rasmus to try and pull it into right field. And they can watch Brett Laurie run to third.
There goes Laurie. Pulled but foul. And the right idea. Laurie got a good jump at first base, but Rasmus was just out in front of it. Another series of signs from the third base coach. Laurie is set at first. Rasmus is set at home. Not running. Driven toward left, but Figgins will come in. Rasmus is retired. We'll be right back here at Rogers Center tomorrow afternoon. Henderson Alvarez, the 22-year-old right-hander, will go to the mound. And he will be opposed by the lefty Jason Vargas. It all starts at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the pregame show with Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. That's 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time. The finale of a 3-game set. Named Jason Vargas, the veteran left-hander, will work tomorrow against the 22-year-old right-hander Henderson Alvarez.
And who will be in that dugout for Seattle watching them? Helped him out a little bit.
Felix Hernandez. King Felix and Henderson Alvarez are from the same town in Venezuela. Valencia. J. Pierre Ancibia had a sharp single to left back in the 5th. Laurie dives back in ahead of Millwood's throat. Well, he's got a pretty good feel for Millwood now. He has been over there at first base, has seen the pickoff throws, and Brian Butterfield. Even those very casual signs have meaning.
Yeah, that's right.
And Ancibia drives it to center. Saunders has room. Laurie is tagging up at first. He's headed for second. Here's the throw. Not in time. Blue Jays always anxious to pick up an extra 90 feet. Laurie read it correctly and moves into scoring position.
You know, the ball wasn't hit that deep, but with the great speed of Laurie at first base, he recognizes it. This could be a big 90 feet. Puts his head down. As soon as the ball is caught, and he motors into second base. Push off that bag. Look at that. He's got his head down. He knows. And stay low to the ground. Now a single, and he'll be able to score.
Saunders made a strong throw, but Glory simply beat the throw to second. So Escobar has a chance to drive home an insurance run. It's hit one outside. This is the longest outing of the season for Kevin Millwood. On 6 2/3. And he's still got a little zip on his fastball.
Certainly does. He can pitch at the top of the strike zone if he wants to. Pretty good numbers for Escobar. 2 outs, runners in scoring position.
Ichiro in right has a terrific arm.
Yeah, threw out his first runner of the season. Got his first assist. Laurie's got to get a good secondary lead. And Escobar's got to get the ball to the outfield. Stay short. At times, Unell gets a little bit long at the plate. His swing becomes a little long. You want to keep him short and right back through the middle.
Michael Saunders in center field throws well. Like Ichiro. Out on the outside corner. Millwood's ahead 1-2. Ichiro with 99 career assists. Michael Saunders with a strong arm, and he charges the ball well in center. Two and two.
Yeah, I don't care where the ball is. If it gets to the outfield, you got to take a chance. With the type of speed that he has, Laurie at second base, you got to take a chance and force them to throw you out.
Here's the 2-2. Poke toward right. Smoke has it. He will toss to Millwood, who goes across the bag to end the inning. Blue Jays leave a base runner, but after 7 complete, they have a 3-run lead over Seattle. Seeds, give it a crack. Spitzer, the official sunflower seed of the Toronto Blue Jays. Adam Lynn with the crack of the bat this afternoon. His ground rule double came in with 3-run third inning. Adam Lynn hadn't had a hit against the Mariners starter this afternoon. He got a single in his first at bat, a double in his second at bat, and he's a big day at the plate.
Yeah, good to see him. Pulled the ball his first time up, and that time went down the left field line to pick up the RBI.
Darren Oliver comes out of the bullpen to make his 8th appearance of the season. Jason Frazier had a good inning of work. Now Oliver will try to pick it up from there.
3 days in a row now for Darren Oliver, with a couple of lefties coming up. 8 strikeouts and just 1 walk in his 7 games this season. He's got Ackley and Suzuki, the 2 left-handers, so this is how you use your lefty specialist late in a ball game.
Dustin Ackley 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Ichiro Suzuki has a pair of hits and 3 trips to the plate. Oliver gets a check swing foul. from Ackley. Brandon Morrow got it started here this afternoon. 5 strong innings of shutout ball. He allowed just 5 hits. The unique aspect of that outing, he didn't walk a batter in 6 innings of work. Morrow has now had 44 starts of 6 innings or more as a big league starter. This is the first time that he hasn't walked a batter in any of those 6+ innings. And he had 9 strikeouts. Big bouncing ball to the second baseman. Ackley's retired.
You know, that was the impressive part about that. Is Brandon had his power games, but no walks. He had a great release point. He had a great rhythm. And was really driving that ball to home.
You picked up on that right away, how his tempo was good, his release point was good, and he was driving that ball down and away very effectively. So Ichiro Suzuki with 2 hits here this afternoon. Bounces the ball to shortstop. Escobar quickly on the money. 2 outs. So Ichiro's retired. Now Justin Smoke, the first baseman, will move to the other side of the plate, and bat as a right-handed hitter. Smoke just 2 for 21 as a righty.
0.95, and that's why the Blue Jays have kept Darren Oliver in the game. 240 from the left side, 0.95 from the right side for Smoke.
Oliver, if he doesn't retire, Smoke will be left in to work to Seager. Seager's a left-handed batter, and then Jesus Montero follows him. Montero a righty.
Just in case if they decide to pinch hit for Seager. Casey Jansen is warming up. That's why you leave him in the game. Here's Casey. He's ready. He got up when this inning started.
There's a changeup for a strike. Evens the count. John Farrell is thinking about the possible matchups. The Mariners have a couple of good right-handed bats on their bench. Alex Liddy and Casper Wells. There you see the lineup card. Oliver and Fraser have been crossed off of the bullpen, and there are the hitters that are available. You see Liddy and Wells on the right side, Jaso and Kawasaki on the left. Blue Jays and the Mariners, every team has that lineup posted in their dugout, and it's the responsibility of the bench coach to do the bookkeeping. Make the appropriate changes on the lineup card to keep everything straight.
Remind who's coming up the next inning.
Smoke fouls that ball off his foot, squares that big shin guard, and still felt the impact of that foul ball.
They also have all the information, what lefties hit against righties, what they hit against their guys. I mean, there's so much information that you see all the books sitting right behind Bruce Walton and Don Wakamatsu. That's all their information that they will use as you get deeper into the ball game and you start thinking about matchups.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Justin Smoke. Breaking ball around the outside corner. Good crowd on hand, over 30,000 here for a Saturday afternoon game. Pulled foul. Mariners won the opener. They tied it up in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. And then scored 4 in the 10th on a grand slam home run off the bat of Michael rest. Darren Oliver retires the side in order here in the 8th. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry broadcast studio. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Rogers Center. Blue Jays enjoying a 3-0 lead. The bullpen has been terrific. Jason Frazier and Darren Oliver have kept the Mariners at bay. For the Blue Jays, it'll be Kelly Johnson to start things off. New pitcher for the Mariners, Hisashi Iwakuma, the right-handed reliever, making just his second appearance of the season.
Just one game for Iwakuma. Got a fastball, tops out about 94, split finger. He's a ground ball pitcher. And mix in a slider also. You can see the ground ball, 71% of the balls hit are on the ground for him. But a slider, split, and fastball, basically what he'll bring to the table.
Iwakuma's previous outing, just one appearance. That was a 4-inning relief appearance against the Chicago White Sox. Kelly Johnson rips it into center field. His second hit of the afternoon. That'll start things off here in the 8th.
Good start. Send that one back through the middle. Get a runner on base for Jose Bautista. The big bats in the middle of the lineup.
Bautista has reached. He reached on an error back in the 3rd. Originally, it was scored a straight error on the third baseman. It was later changed to a fielder's choice, crediting Bautista with an RBI. Shoots this one down the right field line. That's a fair ball, and it'll bounce into the seats out of play. A ground rule double for Jose Bautista.
Hit the ball hard that one time you were just talking about. That was back in the 3rd inning when he smoked the ball to the third base. Now this time inside out swing for Jose, and he's able to keep the ball fair. Timing a little bit better as he gets that front foot down. He keeps it fair down the right field line. It's the bases. Now Bautista has set the table for Lind and Encarnacion, and I don't know if Adam Lind's going to get a chance to swing.
Yep, they're going to put him on with the base open. Lind already with a couple of hits and an RBI. So Lind will take the intentional walk. That will load the bases with nobody out. Eric Wedge playing the percentages, and will deal with the right-handed hitting Edwin Encarnacion.
Right man in the right spot. He has had some very good at bats so far this season. Encarnacion.
Encarnacion will come to the plate. He got off to a great start in this series in the second inning last night.
Keep that head down and just follow that ball, track it from Blake Bevin, and he hits it into windows in center field. He'd also hit a double in the game last night. So Encarnacion right now don't want to try and do too much. Just stay together and hit the ball hard somewhere.
3 career grand slams for Encarnacion and a .315 average. Trying to break it wide open here. The infield is in. Encarnacion drives it toward right. Ichiro back at the wall. Grand slam home run. Edwin Encarnacion.
Good does that feel? First pitch swinging and 4 quick ones on the board for the Jays.
First grand slam home run for the Blue Jays this season. And Edwin Encarnacion has driven in 5 this afternoon.
That pitch was down from Iwakuma, and he was able to stay with it. Hit that ball hard.
Off-speed pitch, and Thames strikes out, but the umpire, Manny Gonzalez, calls a foul tip, so Thames will have life. Eric Wedge out on the warning track, and he will retreat to the dugout.
That was a splitter. Didn't look like a foul tip, that one.
And this time he strikes out. Take another look at Encarnacion's great swing in his grand slam homer.
Go down and get it. A ball that was down and away from him. He stayed behind it. We've talked all spring long about Encarnacion swinging the bat with 2 hands, and there it was on display. Perfect. As he was able to go out and get that one and just shoot it over the wall in right field.
Flory takes a first pitch strike. Encarnacion with 5 ribbies this afternoon, now has 19 for the season. That moves him into 3rd place in the American League, behind Josh Hamilton 22 and Nick Swisher 19. Having a great start to his season. Brett Flory, hot shot the 3rd, backhanded by Seager. Oh, he's retired. This is Iwakuma's 2nd big league appearance, and he also gave a home run last time out when he faced the White Sox. It was a solo home run this time, a grand slam homer.
Bust this one open.
Encarnacion's average up over 300. He's at 302 right now. Kobe Rasmus takes the first pitch up and away. Blue Jays scored 5 runs on 11 hits last night. They've scored 7 runs on 10 hits here this afternoon. Good to be back home.
Yeah, get some home cooking, some extra batting practice. Feel right at home. Start swinging it.
And that takes the edge off of everything.
Yeah.
Few runs on the scoreboard. Iwakuma's got a pretty good split.
Yeah. Goes straight down. He's also got a nice little slider. Again, a lot of ground ball outs when he's on the mound.
Two to Rasmus. Down and away. It'll be a full count. Rasmus strikes out. That ends the inning, but the Blue Jays put up a big number. One swing of the bat from Edwin Encarnacion, a grand slam home run, his 4th career grand slam. Two more hits this afternoon. He's had a sac fly and a grand slam. He's driven in 5, and he has put the Blue Jays out in front 7-0. Middle of the order has done some damage today. 2, 3, 4, and 5 hitters have gone 7 for 14 and driven in all 7 runs.
Middle of that lineup is working and hitting. They're going to score a lot of runs. Carlos Villanueva now, his 6th game of the season. There's Villanueva stats. He worked in yesterday's game, 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit. He's held opponents to a 167 batting average. Look at what the lefties have done against him, just 167. Fastball, curveball, changeup, and he's not afraid to use that changeup to those lefties.
So this will be a pinch hitter. Munenori Kawasaki came into the game as a pinch runner in the 9th in last night's game. And he would come around and bat in the 10th and had a base hit. And if you think he looks like Ichiro Suzuki, you're right on the money. He grew up in Japan watching Ichiro as a youngster and idolized him and copied his moves at the plate.
He had a single in last night's game, and I thought it was Ichiro Suzuki. Right back through the middle. Hit from an open stance, holds his bat just like Suzuki. Winds up like him, just slaps at it.
And he takes a leadoff walk. So another pinch hitter will come to the plate, John Jaso. No bat for Jesus Montero. Jaso had a pinch single, an RBI in that 9th inning. Outside. 7-0 Blue Jays lead it here in the top of the 9th. There's a strike that evens the count. Henderson Alvarez will go to the mound tomorrow. Alvarez will be opposed by the left-hander Jason Vargas. Bounced in front of home and smothered by Aaron Sebia.
Villanueva was sharp in yesterday's game. He did give up a hit, but they got Kawasaki stealing. 2/3 of an inning. He ended that 10th inning after they had scored, after the Mariners had scored 4 runs.
He delivers his strike. It's 2-2. Villanueva was such a big part of this bullpen a year ago. He worked as the long man, and he was invaluable in the early part of the season while some of the Blue Jays starters got knocked out early. Provided a good option in long relief. Jaso strikes out. First out of the top of the 9th.
That's that changeup that he will use to the lefties. Got great arm speed. When that ball goes down, Jaso, a very good fastball hitter. He got the fastball in last night's game for the game winner.
That's the 12th strikeout recorded by Blue Jay pitching here this afternoon. Michael Sanders goes after the first pitch. Down and in with the breaking ball. Started this inning, Villanueva came on in relief after the grand slam. He started to throw. Francisco Cordero was loosening up with a 3-run lead, and then once that turned into a 7-run lead, they sat Cordero down to keep him fresh for a possible save appearance tomorrow.
Got to save him for tomorrow, so Villanueva's got to crank it up and finish this one off.
Saunders checks, and that'll even the count at 2-2.
Got a wide array of pitches. Curveball that he'll throw to the lefties, and he's handled the lefties. That's Villanueva. Change up, fastball in and out.
Full count. On the ground, Kelly Johnson will go to first base and take the out. Second out of the inning. Stay tuned. Right after this ball game, top of the clock, you'll see another great baseball matchup. The Boston Red Sox will be in Chicago to take on the White Sox. It's coming up next right here on Sportsnet. Good pitching matchup, as John Lester, the left-hander, will try to improve on his 0-2 record, and he'll be opposed by Jake Peavy, who's off to a 3-0 start for Chicago. 2 down. Blue Jays trying to even this series in a game of peace. Kawasaki has moved into second. Miguel Olivo lays off that first pitch breaking ball.
Tough for a long man to come in, you know, when you don't get regular work, and that's what Carlos Villanueva is. He's the long man out of the bullpen. He might work a couple days in a row, and then he might sit around for a week or two before you get a chance.
Well, the Jays starters have gotten off to such a good start this year as far as the innings they're pitching. With Morrow going 6 again this afternoon, the Jays have now gotten 23 straight starts of 5 or more innings.
I can't recall one game where they haven't been able to use the long man out of the bullpen. The starters have been that good.
Off-speed pitch.
And Carlos is a touch and feel type of pitcher where he's got to get the feel for his breaking ball and he's got to get the feel for his changeup. So you can use regular work, but the starters have been so good he hasn't been able to get it.
Villanueva worked 2 1/3 on opening day in that 16-inning game.
And then sat around for a long time. Now the starters did their thing.
2-2. Pitch. Got it. Carlos Villanueva comes out of the bullpen to strike out 2 here in the ninth. The Blue Jays pitchers strike out 13 Mariners here this afternoon as they win 7-0. The first combined shutout for the Blue Jays this season.
That's the impressive part about it. Edwin Encarnacion supplying 5 RBIs. Colby Rasmus also chipping in with a couple of hits, and then the pitching. 13 punch-outs and zeros for 9 innings.
Great game for Edwin Encarnacion. He drives in 5 with a grand slam. Now it's time for Blue Jays Central. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Black Frame Broadcast Studio.